Ride on.
I'm
Bring
toast.
Nice. Ride on.
Ride on. Ride on.
Ride on.
Ride on. Nice. Ride on.
Okay, good evening folks, good evening, good afternoon, whatever you are. 10 seconds to start. This is the 7th race in the SZR race series, and off we go. I will try to keep contact with the front and also the back here. And Isak Rindelv is first out of the starting gates. I suppose he will not stay there for much longer, since this is an A, B and C and D race also, and Andre Isak is a C racer. And we will race 2 laps on the UCI course of Richmond today. And here are the start-finish portal that we are just passing by. And we have 250 people signed up for the race at the start, and you can see the, the enormous peloton here going all out of the start here. And we have Bank, Mel, Tommy Isaksson, Ron Skard, Linko, Tony Axelsson, won the B category many times. I think he won 5 times so far. Let's see if we can keep this angle, and we'll see all the races in the peloton here. And Sander McLaren, Komarek also in the race. We'll send some ride-ons to all the people here. And we have Hicks also. I saw Hicks here. Hicks, it's not easy to Boniface. Nice to see him also riding with us in the SZR race series. Here is a view from the front. And the group's still quite large at the front here, the AB group. And we'll work my way back. Here we have Eric Min. Nice to see him also ride with us. A founder, CEO of Zwift. And he's dropping back a little. And we have Nordqvist. Let's see where the first D's are, if I can find some D riders here. And see, large peloton of C's. Here is Haywood. Haywood, I think, is among the first D riders out on course. And things will probably be working quite fine until we hit the Libby Hill, and will be opening up very much. It's a crazy hill to ride on. Alana is also here. Nice to see her. Give her a ride on also. And as usual, she's riding her male costume today. Here she is. Not sure why I don't see her as a female, but that's how things work at the moment. Lupton, also the D rider. Ma is here. Ma. Lots of known people. Nice to see them in the peloton here. Lots of Swedes, of course. We have Norwegians and Danish, American people. German, French, and what is this flag? Not so sure. Canada, Poland, Jaros from Poland, usually in the front of the C's, and he is quite fast guy in the C racers. And then we have Switzerland, I think. UK, of course. Brazil. Barbosa. Lugemeyer. And Cresswell Duff is here also. Nice to see him. Give Neil a ride on. And continue to work our way to the front here. And I think this is the front of the race. And we have Tommy Isaksson. Swaby is a sea power rider by the looks of it. So he cannot win this race even if he comes first. Turning left towards the sprint here. Here's a sprint start. Don't think anyone will sprint at the moment. We are just 4 kilometers into the race and we will ride about 33 kilometers. 2 laps on this course here on Richmond. This is a top view of a front of the AB riders. There is mostly A's now left here, since we are pushing it really. Oh, Copex is here also. Nice to see him. Didn't see him before. Copex is also riding this series quite frequently. And Tony is still hanging by the A's here. I can see him. He's first B rider. I'll give him a ride on also. He's riding for Team SC. And we have some other teams here. The BRT team, like Hicks, are riding in. And I suppose we have some Vikings from Norway. We have a PTC team, Linkov here. And let's see if we can find some Team Experimental with Copex. And what other teams can we see? I suppose we have some Vikings somewhere. I haven't seen any V's at the moment, but I guess we're FSK. FSK, is that the Vikings? I think they are using just V. FSK, not sure. The KRT team also here with Mel. That's nice. So there is a few teams. We have another group here with the A's have split up a little, and now there are about 30 people or so in this front group. .50 an hour, almost 48 kilometers an hour, 7.6 kilometers into the race. Still quite flat, and we are heading towards, turning down towards, after the sprint here, turning right I think. And then we are going towards the Libby Hill. And that's where things usually starts to happen. I will try to work my way back to the B's, or some other B group here. Here is a small group with 8 or 10 people, with Andreas, Johannes, Bordertel, Lugemeyer, Blomqvist, and we have Martin Serena from Team SC, Volde. So, and then we have the 6 seconds back to the next group, which are riding here. And we have Smith, Pina, Colling, Smythe, Ricky Almgren, and Niemann. No, Niemann was off the front, off the back there. Sjögren is riding with another small group here with 5 people in. With Savage, B riders. And where is Eric? Eric Min. He's riding in a CB group here. Let's see if we can work way back a few more steps. This was a quite large group here. And let's see who's that strung out group, but they are still hanging by. Jarlstig, Winter, Baker. 187 beats per minute on Swats. That's really fighting Wharton from the United States. This is a really large peloton here. 250 people or so was starting. We'll try to work my way to the front again. Might not be that easy, but hopefully, since the groups are not that far away. Coughlin is here, of course, also riding with the C's, the C group. There we have Marcus Lund. I'll try to catch him, but not that easy. Eric, 153. Savage, 168. 165. Andreas, 185. I think he's topping out at 204 or something like that, so he has got a little more to work with. He's an A rider that was going very slowly. Let's see, this is not the front either, as they are even further ahead here as Swaby. Or no, this is, here is Hicks. Hicks runs Skad. Is there another group even further ahead or not? I don't think so. J Hill is riding here, 5.7 watts per kilo. The A group is still very large, I think. We'll see what happens when they come across the Libby Hill soon. And here they come around the corner. This large A-B group. There is a few B's. Tony was here, and I saw another B. Linko, I think was B. Ronnie is here, a German rider. See if we can catch him. Not that easy. Duffy, it's A rider. And now we're coming up to the Libby Hill here. Just a few hundred meters more, and we'll see what happens. Copex or some other rider going away off the front. Bank is up at the front here. And then we have a trike. Now things should start to happen, I think. Nossen. Let's give him a ride on. Hicks, 5.3 kilowatts. Not kilowatts, kilo. Watts per kilo. Copex, 6 watts per kilo. And Meal and Copex. Meal from the KRT team. Yeah, not anyone racing that hard up the hill. The first lap here was one more lap to go, of course. So, but keep Copex going at 7 watts per kilo now, attacking at the front. And Hansen 6.3 hanging on his wheel here. And he gets a small gap here. Bank is seeing that, so he's closing it, I hope. Or Copex will go off the front by himself. Now Duffy works his way back from the BRT team, catching up with Copex here, going off the front. And as you can see, the group is splitting up. I think the B riders will have a hard time following the A's up the hill. Here is Tony and Lindbeck. I hope Tony can catch Lindbeck's wheel there. Lindbeck is riding at 6 watts per kilo. Tony is probably at his maximum at the moment, 191 beats per minute. With Hicks here, Sander, Komarek, and now we are going towards the second hill here. Duffy up at 7 watts per kilo, Komarek at 9.2. Watts per kilo from Copex. Copex got 3 seconds lead here now. He's got a few meters to work with, but I think it's looking like he's got some help here on the side also, from a 3-year-old. Maybe he's waiting up for the group behind here. He's not pushing that hard, just 3 watts per kilo at the moment. Here comes the A group. Have split up a little, but they are still quite a few men here 8, 10, was it 10, 12 people in this group. And soon they have finished the first lap. It's just going to go up this hill, and then they will see the start-finish portal. It's 16.5 kilometers or something like that, I think. So it's just 300 to 400 meters when they are up the hill. And Duffy pushing it real hard. He's got 2 seconds lead of his group here. ...191 beats per minute. It's really working hard. Hansen, Kopex, and the group behind here is probably going to catch him, but they have to work for it. Still got a lead about 10 meters or so. Riding a little at 4 watts per kilo now. And here are the start finish line, and now the group is catching up to him. And we have one more lap to go, 16.9 kilometers, but that was from the starting pen, so I think it's 16.5 or so kilometers left. And Joachim Sjögren is in the house, is in the group. That's nice to see a Swede up here with Ace. Hope he can stay on. We'll give him a ride on anyway. And we have 12 seconds back. No, Jill here. Linko is 34 seconds back. Let's go back to see where the first bees are. Here they are. Tony and... no, Tony fought McCullough. Colclough. It's not that easy. T. Van Dam and Tony here. And also Lindbeck in this... Lindbeck is 2 seconds off the other bees here. So there are a small group here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 riders, I think, with the bees and some Ace riding together. And back again after some children's service. Have to feed the kids also at the same time. That's always interesting. Yes. And I'm looking for some sea riders, but still just B's and A's here. Let's see where the first C's are. All strung out now. The groups are small groups everywhere. Here is Jaros in the front of the C's, and Eric Min, 30 seconds of Jaros lead in the C group. And where is Fredrik? Let's give him a ride on. Fredrik Olofsson and Andreas will give some ride-ons here to some people in the C and B's, sorry. Rutström, J. Rutström. Nyman, Savage. All strung out. Here are Marcus Lund. Also, he's riding with Eric here. I can see him. Here is Eric. He's riding on a Zwift bike. .4, 3.5 watts per kilo. It's good.
Move.
Let's see if I can go back to the front again. This course is quite easy to follow. Some of Watopia or also London is a little harder to work our way back and forth. Linko here, there we have him. There's Hans and Duffy. This is the front. Jay Hill is having a lead, but he will not be able to win since he is riding with C power. So Duffy is leading the ace at the moment. He's riding a smart trainer. Same thing goes for Swaby. He's also not riding a smart trainer. Here we come. Komarek 158. Let's see the heart rate. 157, 152, 180 on Hansen, 163 on Mel, Tomali 134. Man, he's just resting. That's crazy low. Oh no! What the heck? This was not very good. When are these people starting? Oh. 2 minutes. Damn. 1,193 people off on course at the moment. Let's see if I can. I will have to end this ride and come back in a few seconds. Let's do this. Logging back in again. Let's see if I can find any of the A riders here. That would be best. Duffy, ride with Neil. And then I can continue to watch them here. Here they are. Now we will see everyone else also in the players list here. So that will be causing some problem, but not that much, I hope. try to stay here with the ace, since this is the last lap. And the group is still quite large here, not dropped off that many, and nice to see that we have Joachim also riding with the front here. We'll see what happens on the climb at Libby Hill. And it looks like everyone is just resting up at the moment. Just 3.5 watts per kilo. It's not very hard for a group. 3 or 4 sake seed from Norway. Mail and bikes. And where are the next riders? Try to work our way back to the... Oh, this is a sea rider. Westman and Engtorp. Oh, they are just on the... Let's try to work our way back. Here's Michael, normally a ride leader for the SZR. I think he's in the D race anyway. By the looks of it, let's work our way to the front again if we can do that. Here's Alana. Lots of riders here in the seas. The seas were very big. And we had 250 people starting, so here is Hagman, Mats Hagman, riding with the bees. Blom. Bees. Here is the front seal, perhaps, or is there? Ah, there's a few more sea riders here. It's Ma, Claes Nord. Then we have Dag Vedin. Thought I'd give him also a ride on. And let's see, where are the A's already? I hope I can catch them before they hit the Libby Hill. Oh. Yes. Here is Jaros by himself. And here is Ek and the other B riders. Can we give him another ride on? Since I fell off, I had to restart. 20 seconds up to this rider in A. Marvig, and here we have Andreas also. One scar of the BRT team, 155. Now hopefully I can find the ace. And here they are. This is a second, I think this is a second A group, so the front A is here. O'Malley, Komarek, Kopex, and Joachim is still hanging on with Duffy here. Duffy in the lead, Kopex and Hansen and Sjögren on his back. And they are just taking turns here in this group. Still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 riders or so in the front group here. Closing in on Libby Hill for the last time today. Going through this tunnel under the house. Looking good. Is Vervolosum also riding? Yeah, Vervolosum from the TKBE. Coming up the front. No. Yes. Yes, there is. Yeah, they are lapping the D riders here. I saw Holmboom. And maybe there are some other D riders coming up. Also soon, when we are coming to the Libby Hill. Let's see now. Nossen is up to the yellow. Duffy hanging on. I think Walker is at the front at the moment. 6.1 watts per kilo. Closely followed by Nossen here, passing him on his pink Trek bike, Trek Madonna, but Nossen coming back again, and Walker coming back. Nossen have to catch up again if he wants to stay on his wheel. And they are getting a gap here. Sakisidi 3 seconds behind, and Kopex also. So this is a serious attack from Walker and Nossen here. If they work together, they can even get a bigger gap, I think. Or depends on how the group behind there will work together, but they are quite large groups, so they could catch these guys if they stop working hard. 5.8 watts per kilo from Walker, and Nosser is hanging on his wheel, or riding side by side. And now Komarek and Sakisidi is dropping 15 seconds behind now, so the group is quickly losing grounds. 19, you can see how it grows all the time. They are just riding at 3 watts per kilo or so, and Walker and Nossen pushing 5 watts per kilo, going up this hill here. 10% grade, 12%. And if I don't do something drastically behind very now soon, these two will... Now Copic's pushing up to 9 watts per kilo. Here they come, flying. Wow. Nossen still at the lead, but Copic's coming at 9 watts per kilo. Let's see here. Here is Copic's coming up to his back, and he's staying on his wheel here. Duffy also. This may end up in a terrible sprint. Let's hope so. It looks like they are staying together. They are 5-6 people here in this front group now. Nossen, Copix, Duffy, Mel, Claven, Sakiseed and Hansen. Hansen now 2 seconds back. Maybe they are able to catch back again. $172 beats per minute from Nossen, 177 on Cleven. Oh, is it not in the group? Male 183, 84, Sakiseed 189. Just hanging by a thread. No, he's here. Yeah, Duffy, let's see where Duffy. Duffy is also 178. Less than 2 kilometers to go. Just up this hill and then into the finish line. Vevolosum is 13 seconds behind with Hansen, Mali, Trujina, Komarek 16 seconds back. So it stands between these guys here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 guys going up the last hill. And then Walker is going away at 9 watts per kilo. And I do think that the Copex and some other strong guys will do what they can to hang on or work their way back on his wheel. But Walker is hammering down 600 watts per minute per 600 watts and 8 watts per kilo. And he will walk away with this if they don't do something very soon. Swaby, 10 watts, 11 watts per kilo now. He saw Walker coming by, and now he's hunting him down with his sea power. I think Walker will take this if no one... I think no one will catch them now, because they are up the hill, and even Swaby can't respond to Walker's crazy effort here. 8 watts per kilo, almost 700 watts. 10 watts per kilo, 800 watts. Swaby up 12 watts per kilo. And how far? Here he crosses the finish line. Let's see if we can... Here comes Nossen. Nossen is the second rider. And then we have Mel, Sakiseed, and where... Cleven comes here, and Duffy. Cleven and Duffy, and De Croo has one more lap to go, I think. Here comes Copex over the finish line. Then we have Velocem. Velocem is here. 6.4 watts per kilo. Well done. Hansen. O'Malley. Here is O'Malley. And then we come... Here comes Joachim. Dropped off the back. That was one crazy effort there at the end. Komarek, and Bank. Where did Bank go? Here is it. And now we have a gap here. Here comes the next one. Car. See, Car coming up to the finish. Well done. Thank you for racing with us today. SZR. 500 watts. And here comes Tony. I think that's the first guy, the first B rider over the finish line, with Linko following closely, Baker and Lindbeck, Sander, McCulclough. I think I got that right. And work our way back again. Here comes Tommy Isaksson. 400 watts, 5 watts per kilo, in his own majesty, riding by himself. Not sure if I'm missing anyway. Oh, there we had one. Let's see if we can find a group somewhere. Blomqvist also riding by himself. Here comes an Stockton A rider behind Blomqvist. Blomqvist and Stockton. There might be a small sprint between these two. .200 watts. 184 beats per minute. Let's see, Blomqvist 197, 198, and here comes Stockton. Stockton is going for it, and Blomqvist following at 9 watts per kilo. Let's see if we can be able to catch him. Blomqvist 200 beats per minute. It's already maximum. Oh, where is fading? Von Essen. Barbosa, I think Barbosa was riding with SZR also. Here he comes. Hayes and Joachim started another ride. Johannes Miller, you had an Australian rider also here. Miller. Right onto him. Must be some crazy hours in Australia at the moment. McLaren and AJ. Oh, let's see. Carlson, Marvig, coming over Cresswell. Here is Hicks, Ronnie, and seems to be dropouts. I'm not sure why this is happening. 1275 people on course. I'm sorry for this. Let's see if I can come back to the start finish line. Not sure if that's going to happen. Have to stay here. Can't go anywhere. Hansen, Blossom, these people have already finished, so Saki Seed, Bank, riding another lap just to cool down. Here, almost now. This is the start finish line. Here comes Jaros. Oh, there he is, going over the finish. Not sure if he is Lund and William. Robinson of the BRT. There's another B rider. Bailey, Wharton, and Niemann. Let's see, go. or are they maxed out? 170 on Wharton. Niemann now is pushing and passing Wharton. And here comes Eric Min. No sprint from him. 140 watts per min. 140 watts. 152 watts per kilo. Resting up. Sundström. Oops. Just passing Eric there. Klaus Nord. Copain. Coming here. Baker. Riders flying by here. Dag Vedin. Right on to him. Sauter, I think. German rider. And here comes Willems. Harvey, just flying by here. Here comes Isaac and some other guys. Coughlin, just ahead of him. Serena after Isaac. Ma, Bisgard, Nordqvist, and Eric Stad, Winter, Cox. So, very large peloton today. No groups at all almost. Everyone is just maxed out after the hill climb, the last hills here on the Richmond course, which is crazy. I know. Here is a Viking, P. Blom. Viking from Norway, but he's a Swede from Norway. Sorry, he's a Swede riding for Vikings in Norway. Swartz past the finish line also. Here comes Mats Hagman. Ender and Keating. Here comes Sjöberg also. See Sjöberg. Kjelle. Evalson is here. Comes Ronnie. De Vita. 175 on De Vita. Ronnie. 199. Just 120. He's resting up. Heiss. Thank you for riding with us, Heiss. Dennis Westman. Give him a ride on also. And Haywood Jarlstig passing just on the finish line here. Pettersson and Bo Salomon. Ericsson. Still just sea riders, and wonder whether first D's are. See if I can work on it. Wait, here's a D. Johan is coming here. Here are some more Vikings. Rutström. here comes Alana. Alana, sorry I missed her. Here she is. And here he comes, the one and only, on his Tron bike, Mikael Jonsson, finishing up on the race. Yes, the race continues on. I have to go and put some kids to bed, so I thank you very much for watching today, and hopefully we'll be back next week on the next race here. Bye bye.